Member for Perth.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. And today I regret having to do what I am now going to do. I will be tabling a petition calling on the government to help a struggling doctor in my electorate. Now, more than 1,400 people have signed this petition, and the petition has been considered by the Petitions Committee and it has been found to be in order. And I say I regret having to do this because when Dr Stephen Wilson, first approached me, it struck me that his particular problem was one that was going to be really quite easy to resolve. That once we drew this matter to the attention of the relevant minister, the minister would take the action to resolve this issue and use her powers to provide an exemption so this doctor could continue his practice. But unfortunately, 2 letters later, many more phone calls to the minister's office, we have not been able to get a single response. And I think this is a grave dereliction of her duty. And as I said, very disappointed that this has now had to become an issue where we've gone out to agitate on this because it is such a problem that is so eminently solvable. Now, Dr Stephen Wilson has operated a practice in Bassendean now for over 22 years. He has great trouble currently finding a new doctor to come in and help him. His previous partner doctor has had significant health issues, as Dr Wilson himself is beginning to experience, and they need a new full-time doctor. But his practice is not one that is very attractive to the average GP because it is a very low-income practice. Over 70% of the patients are bulk billed, and the next 15% are also low-income people that are provided with a reduced fee for services. So it's not an attractive practice. And Dr Wilson has an overseas trained doctor who is already in Australia. She is from Ireland and she is keen to come and work at his practice. But of course, that doctor needs to be provided with a Medicare user capacity. Now, international doctors can only be employed in areas of where the state government has classified an area of need. And I've spoken to the senior officials at the health department. They are very sympathetic. However, the state government cannot classify Bassendean as an area of need until the Commonwealth Department of Health grants it district workplace shortage status. Now, the federal government, so the state government wants to act, but it can't because it has to wait till the federal government takes action. Now, the federal government has determined, and I understand these policies, that we're going to have some areas where we allow this and don't allow it. But by virtue of definition, Bassendean is considered under this scheme to be an inner urban area, although it is 12 kilometres, in fact, from the CBD. It has an appalling GP ratio. It has a population ratio of 1 GP to 4,800 people. 1 GP to 4,800 people. This is well below. The state average is 1 GP for 1,500 people, and the national average is about 1 GP for 1,200 people. So here is a practice, here is a man that needs our help so he can continue to provide medical services to some of the poorest people in my electorate and indeed in Perth. There is the minister has, under the legislation, the power to provide an exemption to this definition so that it is not necessarily the case that because this is defined as an inner metropolitan area, that this can't be done. There is, for a very good reason, the minister is given the power to make an exemption, to look at the practical circumstances of the case, such as this, and make an exemption. I call upon the minister to please consider this case. 1,400 people have supported this.